let's go. Start. All right, and let's get downloading everything first. And then I go over to my downloads folder, grab them all. Wait, I'm missing one. There it is. Drop them all in my round folder. And then I just make a copy of each of the financial models, and I'm going to straight away print off all the instructions. Let's open those up. So, yeah, usually the round one doesn't have anything, so that's fine. So print this, go, and print this. Go, wait, 350? And maybe one of them was a bonus point, I don't know. That's a little different from what I was expecting, but fine, never mind. And I realized I did not set up a blank Excel file for the speed it up. But anyway, hired as a debt analyst, analyze different types of repayments. Final, going to borrow 6,000 at a rate of 12% every month. Monthly repayments, also principal for 12 months. The interest will be calculated in the beginning balance of each month. Assume that all months have equal number of days, therefore fine. Consider a bullet repayment. What is the total cash flow to be repaid during the year? Okay, well, where's my Excel going? Oh yeah, just need new. Okay, so borrowing 6,000. Number format. Where are we going? Here. 1%. 1% for questions 1 to 3. I guess it's going to vary after that. And what is the question? A bullet repayment. Okay, so it's just going to be that times 1 plus that. 1,060. Nope. Try again. Oh, sorry, 12% rate. Okay, 1% per month. Fine, that makes a little more sense. So 6720. Good. Consider an annuity repayment profile, i.e. equal total interest plus principal, total amount to be repaid. So that's going to be PMT. The rate is going to be this over 12. Number of periods is 12, and PV is minus that. And the payment should be 533.09. Good. An equal principal repayment profile. The amount of interest to be paid on the 9th repayment. Okay, I'm just going to do it out of longhand to be safe. Opening, principal, interest, closing. So the opening is here, minus that, no, minus this over 12, and it's this times this over 12, and then some of those. Sorry, no, the interest is outside. Boy. Really be able to do this a little shorter hand, never mind. So the 9th payment, 20. Okay. You have cash flow restriction, minimize total cash flows that you'll have to repay for the loan. As a result, you decide to renegotiate the interest. So for an equal principal repayment profile, okay, what should be the maximum rate to achieve a total amount of payments of 6,250 or less over the life of the loan? Okay, so in other words, this has to be 250. By screwing around with this, and we get 8%. We get 7.69. Okay, good. I have to upload the model. Well, kind of screwed around with that, but never mind. Put it in the right folder. Right, second one. Okay, we're at 4 minutes for section 1. That's a pretty good start. Where is my model? Here. Drop it in. Let's go. All right, fun with flags. Let me grab the instructions. That's the next one. Here we go. Flag or a mask. Fine, yes. Binary 1 0 is fine, fine. Post for a project, financial close. Oh, excellent. Right, sounds good. Price escalates, base tax, fine. Dates are muddled up in an additional dimension. Okay. All right, let's open up the model and see what's going on. Fun with flags. Copy. I always like to keep one copy pure. Standard monthly timeline is provided with period start and end dates, days per period. Yeah, I guess that's this. Fine. Okay. period reference. So we've got 181 periods. A little weird, but okay. Fine. The following assumptions will take you through this part. Important information. Financial close 31 March 2023. That's here. Fine. So let's keep moving. Construction date, day after financial close, ends 31st July 2024. So that's all here. Yes. Operations starts the day after construction end and ends 31st October. Fine. Assume end of period cash flows. Good. Financial close will not overlap in a single model period. This assumption changes for part 2. Oh boy. Okay, that's alarming. I'm going to underline that. Ignore all costs during the construction period. Okay. Units are only sold during operations based on a fixed theoretical volume per model period. If a theoretical volume is provided outside of the operations period, it should be excluded. Okay, that's a little weird, but fine. Selling price per unit is quoted in 2022 terms. Prices escalate annually on the 1st of January. This assumption changes for part 2. Okay. May overlap in a single period. I'm just jumping to read the instructions for part 2 at the same time. Financial year end is 31st of October. Full model period must fall before 31st of October. Proportion of the model period falls after. Full period is considered full. What? Okay. Okay, that's really weird. Sales volume per model period changes. Selling price per unit is still quoted in 22, still escalates annually. The escalation rate changes for each calendar year. Annual price increase applies to, oh my god, that's very confusing. Okay, let's just do the first part, and then we'll work on the second. Selling price per unit escalates annually, 1st of January. Alright, so let's just start doing some stuff here, shall we? Okay. Okay, so fin close. That's going to be minus this equals this. Let's hide after the end. And let's format all these flags as that. Okay. Fin close construction equals this greater than this times this less than or equal to construction end plus 0.001 just to allow for a little rounding fun. Okay, so we got a construction period here, and it ends on the 31st of July. Good. And then operations. We're going to say, well, copy this formula down, but now point to the next 2 rows. Okay, half days. An end of operations? Yes. Okay, fine. Starting price date, fine. Sales price index, fine. So we're going to say if this times 1 plus month of this equals 1 times this. Copy that across. It goes up by 5% in January, another 5% in January, and in January again. Fine. That seems to be working. So what's the question? Are there volumes? Oh, sorry, theoretical volume per period. There we go. Sales price index. So where's the actual sales price? Selling price per unit is quoted, but where is the selling price per unit? Help. Oh, there we go. Starting price per unit. Fine. So sales price, and that is this block times this. Good. And then we have theoretical volumes, so I guess we'll have sales in what are going to be dollars, and those are So that's going to be in the operations period times price times volume. Okay, so now let's start doing some questions, make sure we're on the right track. In what reference period does the financial close for part 1 fall? Okay. Reference period 4. That is, yes, period reference 4. How many construction periods are there in part 1? Some of these, 16. How many operating periods? Some of these, 111. Okay. What is the sales price per unit in the first period of operations? So does it belong to here? And it's 110. More decimal places, please. 110.25. Okay. Total revenue generated. So I guess we're just straight on to this. 1552673. 1552673. Good. What's the value of the first tax payment? All right, so let's do taxes. So we've done that. Taxes calculated on the revenue at 30%. No other costs to consider. Taxes accrued each model period and paid in February each year based on accumulated unpaid accruals up to that date. Okay, fine. So then we'll say tax accrual. And it's going to be, I guess we don't need a sign. This times tax rate here. Good. Tax balance and tax. No, let's do it this way. Tax payment and tax balance can be last. Okay, so let's just scroll down a little. Actually, sorry, let me freeze panes a slightly better way so that I can keep it. Let's keep everything from here. Okay, so the tax payment is if text of this MMM is equal to this. Not how I would input the assumption, but never mind. Then it's going to be minus this minus the current period, otherwise 0. Copy across, and then this is going to be this plus this plus this. Copy across, and let's see if that's working. So get to operations. So up to our 1st February, we come to 23,483, and we pay that amount, and then we're down to 0. Good. Okay, so 23,483.25. And let's get my decimal places back here. 43.25. Yes, happy days. Okay. Okay, so part 2 assumptions. Timeline is provided also with period start and end dates, days per period, and a period reference number. But the dates do not flow in order and do not follow consistent increments. What on earth are you talking about? Not in order? They are not in order. Why would you ever do this? Okay, so my inclination is we should probably just sort them in order, but hang on, let's just check something here. X match this plus 1 against here. I'm just trying to see if they're a complete set of dates. There's room for 1 to be an error, and there it is. If that's the last one, 2037. Okay, so everything after that, check that. Everything before that, check that. Okay. So then I guess we have the same total period. Yes. Okay. So then I'm just going to sort these first thing. I'm terrified of breaking original data, so I won't hard code sort. I'll formula sort. So let's say sort this. Sort index is 1, sort order is ascending, and sort by column true. And we'll take this formatting down here. And I guess one quick sense check would be equals and this equals this. Are we now back where we were before? False. Oh dear. Okay, so let's do minus minus, and this equals this, and see where it breaks. 1. Oh, wait, what? Oh. Yeah, all right. Yeah, we have non-whole months. All right, fine. So it's not the same, but they are now, I think, in order. Let's just quickly double check that. So this minus this should always be 1. Draw across, yes, max and min are both 1. Okay, so now we have something vaguely sensible to work with. Financial close, construction, and operating periods may overlap in a single model period. Okay, so let's do my flags again a little more carefully this time. Now, the weird thing is this thing about periods. So the project's financial year end is 31st of October. For a period to be considered, oh, okay, sorry. So this is like these weird periods. For a period to be considered to fall within a financial year, the full model period must fall before the 31st of October. So I guess what I want is to get the next 31st of October for everyone. And that would be EO month from the end date. Let's say if I did 12 minus a month of that, that would get me to the end of the year, right? That's not quite what I want though. If I did 10 minus a month of that. Is that how I want it to be? No, I don't think it is, because now it's going to the previous October here. So I guess what I want is mod this 12, maybe? As you can see, I'm experimenting. I'm not totally confident of getting this idea right, but if I can say month this equals 10, sorry, I'll put minus minus because I want to see ones or zeros. It's easier to see the summary in the status bar if I do that. So they are all month 10. They are all presumably day 31. Now the question is, are they all greater? This is greater than this. Sorry, again, I need to minus minus that. If I had a little more time, I'd sketch it out and be a bit more formal about it, but if experimenting my way there works, then it works. So year frac of this, my final test, that has to be less than 1. I can't ever go forward more than a year. And that fails, so I've got a 0 here somewhere. Which presumably is for something ending on the 31st of October. Whoops, all right, wrong way. So Alt tab across. Minus 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There it is. Here, 0. 1st of November. Huh. So what is this doing? 10 minus month 11, mod minus 112 is 11. So oh, sorry, okay, yeah, fine. So it is exactly a year later according to year frac logic, even though it's 1 day less. Fine, okay. So that's good, and then everything else is 1. Okay, so now I've got my year end. Okay, so that deals with that, I guess. Sales volume per model period changes. Fine, I've got the sales volume per model period. Selling price per unit is still quoted in 2022 terms and still escalates annually, but the escalation rate changes for each calendar year. Due to the inconsistency of start dates, the annual price increase applies to the first full model period, which occurs after the 1st of January. Okay, fine. I think that's just the year. So escalation year. So this is just going to be year of, date of the year that we start in. What did it say? First, which occurs full model period, which occurs after. I think it means after or on the 1st of January. It wouldn't make any sense if it didn't mean that. Where a model period starts in a previous calendar year and continues into January, the previous price will apply to the full month. Okay, fine. So I really just need year then. Year of the start date. Okay. So then, and there's different ones all the way along. Okay, fine. So this times, whoops, 1 plus this. We escalate all kinds of funny ways along there. Okay, so, all right, now I have still just copied these formulas, so let's fix these. So I want financial close is still the same date. It has to be greater than or equal to the start date, and has to be $D12 has to be less than or equal to the end date. That should be it. And the key thing is it just gives me 1. Yes, good. Now, here I think I just need to copy these down. So instead of being 12, oh, but hang on. Yeah, greater than that. No, I have to change the logic here. So we are in, if the start date is greater than, yeah, no, sorry, that's still the right logic. Never mind. All right, so this one that was 23 should now be 57. If the start date is greater than financial close, then we are in operations. Yes, no, I need if the end date. If the end date is equal to financial close, we are not in operations. But if the end date is greater than financial close, then yes. So financial close is the day before the end of the period. Then we have 1 day of operations in the period. So my operations flag should be yes. And then the end date, which is, whoops, all right, which is also based on 58, has to be less than or equal to construction start date plus 1. Is that the right logic anymore? No. Oh, God. So let's see. Are we prorating? One of the above periods falls in a given model period being considered to apply for the full model. Okay, no prorata, fine. So if the construction end date is on the last day of the period, no, if the construction end date is on the first day of the period, then we're still constructing in that period. So this is going to be 57. So if the start date is less, no, start date is less than or equal to the construction end date. And as you can see, I'm very unconfident with this logic right now, but let's just look and see if it's behaving the way it should. So first things first, starts here. So construction date, honestly, probably easier to just do this manually, but anyway. So from the 31st of March to the 31st of July 24. So 31st of March falls in this range, and zip along until it's done, and that's here, and that is, sorry, here, yes, 31st of July falls in that range. Okay, cool. So then I copy down, and I think that I can now just do the same, drag this down, drag that down logic as I did before. So we come along to here. So yes, the 31st of July, so the 1st of August is the start. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, 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 come on. Okay, and it ends between the 20th of October and the 5th of December. 31st of October 23, yes, good, okay. Whew! That was more stressful than it seemed like it should have been, but anyway, okay. So, sales index, price index. It's just going to be XLOOKUP. This in, actually, let's be a little more efficient. This in here, wait, in here, sorry, returning from here. Let's see, we got our first increase, January 23, yes. The next increase kicks in, yes. In the first period that fully falls in January. Check one more. Next increase kicks in, first period fully in January, yes. Okay, good, happy days. So I got the volume, I've got the price index, so then it's just sales. So that is operations flag times price index times volume times sales price, I think. Seems like more things than I multiplied together before. I think I must have had another interim step before. Yes, I had sales price as one step. So I said operations times. So just drop the volume bit, which is this guy. Okay, happy days. So that's sales price, sales dollars, this times volume. Okay, happy days. And what else do I need to do? I don't know. Which reference period does financial close for part 2 fall? Oh, phew. No, I do still have the weird sorted numbers, so it's 85. Good. How many construction periods are there in part 2? 24. How many operating periods are there in part 2? This is, yes, this is operations, 113. This is so unnerving because you just never know if you get these questions right or wrong. Total revenue generated in part 2 is this guy, 2987318. 2987318. Yes, good. How many periods were dividends paid? Okay, I'll read about dividends. Taxes accrued and paid in every model period. Okay, good. So let's do tax. So it's just going to be minus this times, I'm going to minus this time because I'm presumably going to be subtracting it to figure out profit, to figure out dividends. So come across, can we get a nice number format here, please, and thank you. This one I think was good. That's better. Okay. So dividends are paid in model periods where profit is greater than or equal to 34,000 Rand. The entire profit figure is paid out, not just the amount which exceeds 34,000. Periods where profit is less, nothing is paid out. Purely on a period-by-period basis, accumulated cash is not considered. Okay, fine. So I guess, I mean, I would just do it directly, but this seems to be screaming dividend flag, please. So I will oblige and do a dividend flag. So profit, revenue less tax. Profit equals this plus this. Now let's just, I'm going to be old-fashioned and just check this way if there's anything that's very, very close to the margin, because if there is, I need to be careful, but there's not, so I don't need to be careful. So dividend payout, again, you can do things differently if this is the model that you run your company on or something, but whatever. It's not the model. Oh, look, I'm supposed to put it down here. Whoops. Where the heck is my... Okay, I don't see 34,000 Rand in here anywhere, so I'm just gonna... I was gonna say I'll just jam it in a cell, but I can't bring myself to do that. That's too bad practice. But I can put it there. So minus profit is greater than this. Whoops. Carry across 14 dividend periods. Net cash retained for the financial year ended 30. Oh my God, what are you talking about? Okay. All right. Fine. So, div amount retained. So the dividend amount is just this times profit. Pay out everything. And then this is profit. There we go, profit minus dividend amount. Yes. Okay, and then I'm interested in the year ending 31st of October 2023. I'm just going to go and look at it. 31st of October 2030, sorry. So back. Here. Okay, now I just want to be a little careful here. So this is my borderline here. It doesn't matter. This one, borderline, doesn't matter, nothing. Oh, no, I'm looking at retained. So it does matter that I get this right. Okay, so let's read this carefully one more time. For a period to be considered to fall, the full model period must fall before 31st of October. So this full model period does, this full model period does not. Fine. So retained, I zip on back here. And again, I'll just quickly check at the other end. This full model period falls before the 31st of October of the previous year. This one does not. Total is 135, 198. Sweet. Total net cash retained for the project across all operating periods, 1556736. Amazing. Okay, we're done.